it's alright, but I like just release the game.
Yeah.
How do you feel about DLCs, by the way, as a developer? Like,
Yeah. I think quite conflicted. Me personally, like I'm very selective of games that I will engage with in terms of downloadable content, because in my point of view, a game should be feature complete when it's released. And like you get patches down the line, you know, there's bugs you fix, but to get stuff behind walled content to pay to get X levels, I think that's a little bit cheeky. I mean, every developer's got, you know, they have to make money. They got to make money. So I understand, and if the quality is great, like if you buy a game and you really enjoy it, and they release some DLC that adds so much value to the game and it's a reasonable price, I'm all for it. But to have an incomplete game and then have users paid to unlock for a full game experience, I think that's really, really cheeky.
So for those who don't know, what is that?
Downloadable content. Sorry, I'll let you explain.
So downloadable content, or within apps, you know, you might see it as in-app purchases. So when you pay with real money to get game items or game content.
So you can't go further with the game without paying more money.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, or it
start off free and then
exactly.
Then the cost starts to build up.
There's been stories where like kids have accidentally spent 20 grand or something.
Yeah.
On it,
like in-app purchases.
Exactly. Yeah. In-app purchases. It's called that type of game model is called freemium. So it's free to play, but then you have to pay for downloadable content, in-app purchases to get X amount of gems to allow you to play the game more often. So they kind of, I don't know, because some people might see it as predatory because it's free, you get addicted to it, and then to keep that addiction, you need to start paying. So I think it's a balance.
What's that game? What's it called again?
Candy Crush.
Candy Crush, that's it. Is it that what they do?
Candy Crush, I think they really nailed it in terms of, like, you know, you can only admire what they've done, because it's probably like the #1 game that I see people play on public transport, and it's always the people that you least expect would be playing a game like that. They're playing Candy Crush, so what they've managed to do, very, very impressive to kind of get the casual market into playing games. And it's the kind of market where if you said to them, you know, you've been playing a game, you've been playing it for hundreds of hours, they'll be like, no, I'm not playing games.
Yeah,
games
look at the stats. Fuck!
You know, exactly. Games
I should see my
what,
kids.
You know, my kids play, on, you know, on the Xbox and on the headset, and, you know, they're shouting. Candy Crush, oh, that's not a game, that's just like a puzzle thing, brain teaser. It's like, no, actually, it's a game, and you spent hundreds of pounds over the last 5 years playing it. So yeah, I mean, what they've done is really, really quite something. So yeah, there's a lot with apps. There's a lot, but I think if you have a good idea and you run with it, and kind of against what people say, what people might think, if you know you've got a good idea, enjoy the process. You've honestly got nothing to lose, because at the end of the day, you've built something. No one can take that away from you, and it's like a piece of artwork. Like SpaceBots is now on version 1.5, 1.6. So I had version 1, but I've iterated, gotten feedback. Oh, I don't think this is really good. On my iPad is fuzzy or whatever. You get this feedback and you make it better. So it's this constantly evolving piece of work. So I think people get hung up on creating the perfect app. Version 1. Instagram, for example, when it first launched, it only had a couple of filters. There was no messaging, there was no video, there was no live, there was no shopping. It was, but it's become this thing, you know?
Yeah, it evolves.
Yeah, it evolves. So, you know, I think people just always are apprehensive because they want this perfect piece of software. But it shouldn't be like that. Just have fun.
Yeah, it's like a kid. It's got to grow before it becomes an adult. In fact, it's like, you know, it's like your journey as well. You've got to like grow.
Well, I wanted to ask you, you know, like with Apple, with the new iOS, every time they release one every year, how does that work with your app? Does that mean now you have to go away and like update it, otherwise it won't be compatible with the new update?
Exactly.
That fucks you right off.
I think with Apple, they make it really easy. So and the same with Android, they'll release a beta version for developers, so you can So iOS 15 has just released last month. So in springtime, they would give developers access to iOS 15 so they can try out all the new cool features and build their app. So when iOS 15 launches, their apps get updated. So anyone with the latest iOS can unlock all the new features, and they do that every single year. But I think it's good because it keeps you on your toes. You can't just make an app and just leave it on the App Store. You have to constantly think of ideas, get feedback, iterate, and ultimately just make better apps.
So how much time do you spend per week doing this kind of stuff? Like, I mean, obviously you've got your full-time job, but how much time do you work on the apps?
Yeah, I think maybe a couple of hours a week. I go through emails and correspondence, whether on social media or just email from users, and take that feedback. I read every single email, I take every single piece of feedback, critical, positive, back, and just try and create the best piece of software and the best experience for the user, especially for one chance, because one chance, you only have one chance to play it. So I want to make sure that one chance that the user plays it is a really, really good experience.
Okay,
sorry, just to touch on that one chance. Is that the reason why? Like, I remember when I first played One Chance, and there was like a bunch of different stuff to go. And now there's only just math. Yeah. Is that the reason why that is?
Yeah.
Oh, so I didn't even read. I thought I was like,
it said 14 games on it. You need to change that.
Yeah.
Like, it says 14 games. I was like, I've been betrayed.
So
I was like, look, so the reason why you find the rest of it.
Yeah. So the reason why there was only math stuff on it is because I tried it before. Oh, what? And I flopped, and then.
Wait. So you fucked up all 13 other games and left me to do the maths one?
Yeah.
You're a dick. Wait, what? I'm hungover. It's not fair.
So that's what happened.
So with one, but that's a great. That's
still play it,
a great like little story, because One Chance, it was 14 games and then that was it. But some of the feedback that I got from people was that they wanted to play some of these games over and over. So I included a unlimited version of the maths game. Right. The anagram game, and also
those are really satisfying. Those ones.
Word
searches and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So you have like a jumbled up word, and not only does it kind of get your brain ticking in the morning, you know, when you're having a coffee or something like that, you can also play it as much as you want. So, and people really enjoy it. And I think for the word game, the high score, someone managed to solve, 600 anagrams in an hour.
Wait, what? That's one every 10 seconds.
Yeah. So and there is a timer. So there is a timer for 30 seconds for each word. So yeah, like One Chance, getting that feedback, listening to users, and then trying to make it even better is just something that I always try and do as well.
Okay, good. All right, cool. All right. Well, I don't know about you, Marlon, but I've run out of questions. I'm tired. I've got to go soon anyway, because the missus is going to start asking questions. Can you pass my phone? Actually, I just need to check.
Not near the thing.
Oh, bollocks. Alright, well, I can't get up. Why is my life so hard? Is it because of my own choices? I wanted to last one I asked, because I mean, like, everyone loves a crazy. What's been the weirdest email you've received from the public?
Oh, it's probably the weirdest email that I've.
The one that made you being like, should I stay awake for this?
Yeah. I think it was someone who got in touch about One Chance, and they said that they were going to be brief in the email, and ended up sending like a 2-page email talking about how they enjoyed the app, but how the game should be translated into German. But just went on a bit of a rant. But at the end was like...
Did they start translating it for you in German?
No. And the person was, composed the email in great English, said, I'm going to be brief, but wasn't brief. And then at the end said, thank you for making the game. Enjoy the rest of your week. I was very puzzled, because it was just really weird.
Yeah, what's the long version? You should have emailed back and asked. Can I have the more in depth version?
Yeah, I really should have.
More details, please, sir.
I did reply and say, I just thanked him for taking the time, because it was a very comprehensive, very detailed email. So that's weirdest correspondence that I've gotten. Yeah.
Because in news, I just got told that I was a liar, and I was like, "Why would I lie about the council?" Oh, it's a pond, mate. It's a pond.
The thing though, like,
lies.
When you do stuff like creative like this, you do touch people because like obviously
let's not flatter ourselves, mate. I mean, we've basically had like 2 people. We got added by an actor recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
fucking yeah, man. We're making a big soon.
You say that, but we've got like thousands of downloads, thousands of views. So like,
yeah,
we're not like we're doing something. But,
come on.
but I was referring to like other stuff I do, like my cooking channel. People reach out to you all the time and be like, "Oh, you really helped me do this, and you really helped me do that."
Your first one was a grilled cheese. How to make grilled cheese, keto grilled cheese, and it was my favourite thing I've ever watched. It's like so beautifully cringy, and that is keto cheese.
But the thing is, though, you do that.
First, you grate the cheese. There you have keto cheese. A la Marlon.
But the thing is, though, you do little things like that, and then you put it out on the internet, and people you touch people somehow.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
And to you, it might be just something small, but to them, it's like you actually help them figure out how to do something. Like for me, obviously, it's a cooking channel. I help them figure out how to make a meal.
Yeah.
So it's like, you never know. Like.
No, I think
shit.
I think you're completely right, and this podcast, you know, is testament to that fact as well. I think when people listen to it and you know they're inspired and they get enjoyment from it sets them up for the day. And you might not know it because you might have hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, 100,000, millions of listeners. And a lot of people, they absorb what you say and they just carry on with their life, and they don't, you know, they don't reach out to you. Just like you go into a shop and you buy something and you don't go to the company that sold it to you and say thank you for selling me this lemon. But the impact is huge. And I think what you both are doing is great. And thank you so much for invite me to the podcast.
I'm glad that you came. I'm glad that you
otherwise it would have been us two talking about God knows what.
No, and I'm you know, I'm just really excited for the future. So, because it's sorry to kind of go off on a tangent,
but it's called off point for a reason.
It's just really genuine, and I think, you know, there's so much that is, you know, scripted, and so much that is, you know, by the book, and I think this is just really kind of genuine. How you feel. You know, let's just have a conversation about stuff. Let's just have an open conversation and talk about stuff. That's really important. So you both are doing an amazing job. Thank you.
Thank you. No, not at all, mate. I mean, it's a pleasure to have you here. Okay,
before you get out,
I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay.
I just wanted to.
She's waiting at a station.
I just wanted to before you get out. I just wanted to check.
Fuck, man.
Just wanted to ask you, what's a couple of pieces of advice you would give to anybody that wants to get into coding? First of all, somebody that might be wanting for a career change or just a little kid.
Yeah, no, I think the first piece of advice that I would give to someone is to get stuck in. The internet is an incredible resource, and just see if you like it, see if you enjoy it. I don't doubt that you won't, but just give it a try. There's loads of free tutorials online that you can download and test. As long as you've got the internet, you can learn anything. You want to make a cube move from the left side of the screen to the right side while gradually going from pink to yellow in the process, you can learn how to do that.
How long does it take to program that quickly?
Probably about 10 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd have thought it'd take hours.
Oh no. I mean, if you're just starting out, probably hours. But I can tell you now, it'll be the best couple of hours because you start from nothing and then you've got something and you just want to show everyone this is what I can do. So best piece of advice is get stuck in. Second piece of advice, something that I should have learnt to do way sooner, is don't be afraid to ask questions. And there's no such thing as a silly question. There isn't. Honestly, don't be afraid. And people are really nice. If you reach out to someone that you like their stuff, you know, a developer, reach out, send them an email. People like myself love to talk about themselves. So if you reach out to someone and say, hey, you know, I've got this idea or whatever, people, you know, people are highly receptive. You know, it might take them a couple of days, if not weeks, to get back to you, but 9 times out of 10, people are. Yeah, it's a great community. I think get stuck in. As a headliner, dive in, get stuck in, and enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Right.
Brilliant. Well, yeah, thank you very much for coming on
my
our
pleasure.
podcast.
Thanks
We
for
really
coming.
appreciate you coming along.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Should we do the conclusion bit?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Off Point at 30. I have not practiced this ever. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Off Point at 30, and thank you very much for listening. My name's Les Steed,
I'm Marlon White.
and our guest is...
Taiwo Omisore.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you next episode. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Brilliant.
Great.
This is the most YouTube thing we're ever going to do.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed our video. Please do like and subscribe.